Hey, we're going to talk about something real quick, and I'm not going to be in front of the camera for whatever self-conscious reasons. Mainly because I'm having coffee and I want to talk to you and I want you to focus on yourself. I don't want you to focus on me or what I look like or what I'm doing or any of that. I want you to focus on yourself. And this isn't a meditation, but it's going to feel like one. And we can do this in as long as it takes for you to hear yourself. Okay? Good grief. All right. So I'm going to put this phone here. And we're going to talk. That way, you're not staring at the screen. Because this is really important, and I really need you to focus on yourself. There is so much stuff going on in the universe. There's so many fucking rabbit holes you can jump through. There are so many conspiracy theories, all of which are true. Every single one of them is true. Everything you've seen in movies, on television, read in books, all has happened, is happening, will happen, is already happening in some parallel reality, okay? The nature of existence itself is far too complicated because of what we've created and has been created for us and through us. It makes the act of comprehending what exactly is going on in this world nearly impossible. You simply cannot gather enough information to comprehend what's going on, even within your 12-foot radius. Front, back, side to side, up and down, and then at the angles, okay? There's too much. So I'm here to help you make a little bit more sense of it in the way that was shown to me today as I woke up. And I've been asked to share it with you. Now, what I'm going to do for you and with you and guide you to do it yourself is to strip away every single fucking thing in this reality. All of it. Okay? Like, get yourself comfy, grab your cup of coffee or tea if you want. I have my beautiful little Sagittarius cup right here. I couldn't find a Scorpio one, so since I'm a cusper, I figured this is good. And we're gonna do this, all right? All right. Now, your belief systems, every single one of them, they're all lies. And I'm not sorry for telling you this. Everything you believe, from God to your gender, or even the color of your skin, is because you have thought a thought enough times for it to get enough momentum to become an aspect of your reality you experience externally of yourself. Okay? Which means someone created God, someone created all the saints, someone created hair color, skin color, everything. Which means if you try to figure it out, you're going to drive yourself nuts. So, back to basics. Back to just you. So anything you believe is irrelevant. You can believe that I'm full of shit or that I'm completely shit free. I don't care. All of those beliefs, put them away. Come back to your breath and just realize you exist right now and you're breathing. And anything outside of the left to right view of what you can see from your left eye to your right eye and what you're seeing, anything outside of that right now is irrelevant. So, you are a person sitting with consciousness, breathing. Nothing else matters right now. I don't care if there's a train wreck or if half the world is burning down or being flooded down. It is irrelevant. Right now, you are sitting there breathing and you exist. Correct? Okay. Does anything else matter? Everything else that you can think of, from groceries to bills to saints to messiahs to gender to illnesses and diseases, is anything worth you diminishing your breath or your consciousness? Is anything worth you lessening yourself in this very moment only? Don't think about the past, ignore the future, ignore the timelines, parallels, and everything else. Right here and right now, is anything that's going on in the external world affecting you directly right this very moment? Now, take a deep breath and just feel your heartbeat. I don't care if you put your hands on it. I don't care if you are feeling your pulse. Find the rhythm of your heartbeat. Now, attempt to comprehend that everything you know, have ever known, and will know is all still completely unique to your experience of life. No one anywhere else has experienced life the way you have. Anywhere. When people say you are the God of your own universe, you quite literally are the God you've created within your universe. Now, we're not getting into conspiracy theories or archons or aeons. This is simple fact that has been passed down through eons. You are God. Not Father God, not Mother God, not the Holy Spirit. You are the complete and total totality of all there is, was, and ever will be. It's you. You are a kaleidoscope version, one pinpoint of light from the totality of the totality. You are one speck that has detached, expanded, grown, moved on from, whatever you want to word it as, to experience creation in your own way. You are that Lucifer. You are that fallen light. You are God. You are Jesus. You are Mary. You're all of them. Because they exist in your reality. Therefore, they are you reflected back at you. Archangel Michael and all these other beings, they are all you. Hard to believe, isn't it? Hard to even accept or comprehend, because it makes you feel like you are performing some kind of sacrilege, which is part of, again, leading into the conspiracy theories, the programming, false beliefs, archons, aeons, demons, angels, blah, 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 blah. The truth is, you are God. In your conscious state, you are not the same God as your totality, total originator, everything, everywhere, ever. That is and should be the being you pray to. That totality. Not to a father or mother God, which are aspects of your inner child creating a father or mother deity to take care of you the way your parents didn't, and then which has passed down through millennia, creating a false God entity. The real God is totality in itself. You are an aspect of that. You praying to a gendered or a extraterrestrial or a group of extraterrestrials or guides or ancestors is still you communicating with aspects of yourself within this incarnation. So everything you know is a part of you. What you're missing so far is that you are the totality. You're just limited here in a manner of speaking so that you can grow to become the god, goddess that you already are as an extra reflected, mirrored, kaleidoscoped, fractalized totality. So you know how they say that there's only God and there's nothing other than God. What if God was so... What if God intended to be in love? What if God broke itself into infinity so that infinite versions of itself could grow and evolve so that God wouldn't be the only God? So that it could have, for in human terms, a friend, a lover, a mate, a twin flame, so that God can experience something different than the infinity loop of itself within its own creation, experiencing everything from every point of view within its own experience. Eventually, the infinity loop would break, right? More patterns would come into it. Sacred geometry is a great example. You start with one point and then you can have mandalas of the most unique and beautiful pictures. But it all starts from one point. That one point is the totality of God. From there, you exist. And the purpose of your existence is to become that God that you already are, but different. So that the God you already are, and in a way you know how lonely God must feel if God feels. And if you think God is unconditionally loving, then, or if you think God is love and truth and wisdom and all these words you can put on it, then you must somehow believe that God is alone and lonely. It has infinity, but it has no one equal to it. It has no one even beneath it or above it or sideways. God doesn't have a mother. It doesn't have a family. It is consciousness and energy totality-wise, that is conscious. And if something is conscious, it attempts to communicate with other conscious things. So how would infinity create some other infinity while still being infinity? It would collapse in on itself. It would fold in on itself and then unfold itself in different ways until each different version of itself was a different aspect, all connected with the same spark of divinity. God breaking itself apart to create more of itself so that it is truly infinite. An infinity within an infinity within an eternity. All encompassed within a limitless, boundaryless existence, which is you. You are that God. Now, be aware of how much power you've given away to angels, guides, extraterrestrials, mini gods and goddesses, celebrities, lovers, mothers, fathers, aunts, uncles, siblings, co-workers, employees, the mailman, the grocery store. You keep giving your power away. What does it mean when I say you give your power away? You give your ability to choose for yourself, to create for yourself, to someone else to choose for you because you don't want to choose what you know you want to choose. Therefore, the universe chooses for you. But the universe is also you. So if you're experiencing things that you don't want to experience, why would you do that to yourself? You following me? If you're the totality of everything. If you're God, and this universe is your training ground to be a good God, or whatever you want to be, but this universe you're in, your own quantum bubble, is your training ground, okay? Why would you, without your limited consciousness, with infinity and eternity at your disposal, why would you do what you do to yourself? Why would you be transgender? Why would you be employed somewhere or working for someone? Why would you be sick? Why would you be broken up with? Why would you have a husband steal your things and leave? Why would you have a wife beating children? Why would you have these horrible things that happen in the world? Why? Because you're teaching yourself how to be more graceful and wise, how to know right from wrong, how to be a better person, how to handle power with responsibility, and how to allow things to happen instead of to control things to happen, how to acknowledge that you are a part of creation, but creation is also a part of you, and then there are other creations that you need to be respectful of. Because I, as God, and you, as God, are still the same, right? Except we've had completely different existences. But if we're in the same room, face to face, there will be a recognition. Correct? When you walk down the street, regardless of if it's a serial person from with prison guards by their side, or if it's some receptionist at a hospital, counter, you still recognize the God within them, correct? So why would you treat anyone else horribly? Why would you create illnesses within yourself? Why would you put your subconsciousness in a body that isn't matching what you wanted? If you're a parent, if you're a God, if you are a truly wise being, why would you put yourself through so much pain? Think about this for a minute. You do it because you love yourself. Because you want yourself to know better. You want yourself to realize how to heal with energy, how to utilize the forces of creation to bend reality, not to your will, but to the will of the entire collective, to create a universe within universes that you can make your own utopia in, because you said so. You deserve everything you've ever wanted. If you don't have it, a God isn't keeping it from you. There is no law in the universe that says you can't have what you want, that you must suffer, that you must struggle, that someone that broke your heart will never be there again, that you need to be sick and ill and blah. There is nothing like that anywhere. It's only you navigating your human self towards your God self in the best way that your God self knows how to navigate your human self, based on infinity and eternity, which is why they say trust in the flow of creation. Nothing is a problem. It is only something for you to become aware of your divinity. That's all it is. This whole thing about timelines. Why would timelines even exist? If you've already experienced everything, if you've already done everything, why need so many different timelines? Because it's a different experience this time. It's not the same as your totality that's experienced it. It's you, the baby God, the mini-me God, that's experiencing it now, and you have got the opportunity to make an infinite amount of choices and an infinite amount of wrong or right ways to lead you to a different outcome. Choose wisely. And the next time you say, God is testing me, God is doing this, or it's God's will, be aware of which God you're talking about. Because there is only one true God. And that God does not have a penis or a vagina. The goddesses, the gods, the Norse gods, the mythological ones, Gaia, the demiurge, all of these are different versions of what was, and different ways your mind and your consciousness has perceived reality to be. Get it? So the demiurge seems to exist in a lot of different people's realities, right? Because it had to. It has to exist so that people don't go down that path. Just like the path of Mother Mary, the Virgin Mother, which has been repeated throughout history so many different times, and still people are having parthenogenesis, virgin births. But you don't see a lot of people popping up and saying, I'm the mother of the new Messiah or something. Because it's already been done. You've already experienced that. It's time to experience something different. So whatever you're going through, whatever religious objects are in your house, whatever angels and archangels you're praying to and worshiping, and whatever you're doing, it's your choice. All in all, it's all you. Not your conscious human you, but the God you. So when these things occur, when you experience, you're like, I'm getting messages from Archangel Michael. It's not actually Archangel Michael. It is an aspect of yourself. Those divine beings, those energetic forces, the angels, the elementals, all of those beings do not interfere with your life in any way. Because if they did, they would then be held accountable by your choices, and they would be accomplice to your karma, your cause and effect of the energy you've sent out and you receive back. Therefore, things like divine intervention, things like angels giving you messages, they are aspects of yourself intervening for you. The divine, sacred, holy, whatever word you want to put on it, totality of all there is, was, and ever will be, does exist. Does the story of Jesus and Mary and all the messiahs and prophets all over exist? Yes, but it's been done already. Praying to them it's your choice. But their whole point of existence, one of their purposes is to get you to realize that you are God. Every religious book says this. Every single one, and it's been twisted through eternity by forces that we've created over time throughout this entire thing that cause contrast, such as negativity, conflict, and war, and lies, and then the other side causes good, bad, whatever else, so that you can choose your path. So stop giving yourself away. Stop bending your knees to these beings which want you off your knees and walking with them. I'm going to go because I think this is a lot of information for you to process. But I'm telling you something that has truth in it. You know this in your being. You know. that deep down inside, everything going on outside of you is a fucking circus show. And what really matters is the you within you, the silent, still voice that is voiceless, the echo that is echoless, that whisper that when you hear it, you feel it. You don't hear it with your ears. There's no audibility to it. There's no voice. There's no word. It is a sensation that flows through you, through every cell and atom and molecule of your being. That's God. So go within, and it's very easy to go within. You just accept what you've been denying, which is the world is a fucking mess, which means your inside is a mess, your mind. And if you have enemies in your world, such as archons and aeons, then you probably are archons or whatever, extraterrestrials and agencies and all that, then you have parasites within you. If your partner treated you like crap, then you treated yourself like crap, and it was reflected outside of you. If some God you're praying to is constantly making you suffer through poverty and pain just to be like, oh, it's a lesson from God. No, it's a giant neon sign that says you are God. Stop making yourself suffer. Love yourself enough to stop making yourself fucking suffer. Come on. And I'm saying this to you as much as I'm saying it to myself. You have no idea the hell I've been through, even just in the last fucking week. And I've been asking myself, why is this happening? Why is it that no matter what I'm manifesting, it seems to be not working? Like, it's just, I'm still stuck in this loop. And I went through so many different rabbit holes to try to figure it out. And this morning, it was just the most beautiful peace that came over me, through me. It was as if an older brother version of me, a guardian version of me, was speaking to me and saying, are you done suffering yet? Are you ready to stop pretending to be so weak? And when I thought about this, and I made a video earlier that I didn't post, I realized all of this even more. I've known this since I was born. That quiet thinking child that's sitting in the corner that knows what all the adults are doing and thinking about. But then when the adults see it and they freak out and they start beating the child, or they yell at it, or they do whatever to it, which I experienced, that child eventually says, oh, I don't need to know. I don't need to be this wise. I don't need to be this intuitive. And you break yourself down. But deep down inside, somewhere, you are so sick and tired of what you've put yourself through, aren't you? Like, you know better. You know you're God. You know you can have whatever you want. You know that God, the totality, is unconditionally loving, conscious, and aware of you. And it only wants the best for you. And it's not going to punish you to give you that best. Anything that seems like a punishment is something you've done to yourself to bring you back to yourself. Anything. Like, how far do you want to go down the wrong path before you yourself step in and bring you back on the right path? If you're your own child, how long are you going to let your child walk down the worst neighborhood in the world before you grab that child and turn it around? And if that child starts kicking and screaming and says, no, I don't wanna, you're probably going to get one of your friends to scare the crap out of that child, right? So that child goes running the other way. That's what you're doing to yourself, and you're pretending that it's God doing it to you, when it's you doing it to yourself. So get off your knees, stop crying, stop whining, stop wasting your fucking life, and do what you need to do for yourself without harming anyone else. so that you can live your best fucking life. And you can change your best life tomorrow. You can change it the next day. But for now, take responsibility for what you are. You are God in human flesh, and you are sick and tired of playing small. So take your own hand and promise yourself something right now, that you are going to be the best God to yourself that you can be. Therefore, the totality of you, the totality, the originator, that God that is God, won't be alone. That you can look at your soul, your consciousness, your completeness after you leave this world and say, I did everything I could to be as loving to you as I could, to accept your love and to give you love and to cherish you. I made the best human version of myself in the image of you, the best version of me, which is a fractal of the totality. Leave everything else aside. Everything else, all the gender issues, all the money problems, all the health issues, and just do right by you. And everything else will fall into place. And for God's sake, if you've wronged someone, fix it. You deserve better than to carry that taint within your heart of wronging someone. You deserve better of being wronged by someone. You deserve better than conflict, and you deserve love. It's time to grow up. Please accept what you are and do good with it. I love you.